So you're investing in real estate and you're considering whether or not you want to be a property manager yourself or if you want to hire someone to manage your properties for you. Stick around, I'm going to give you 6 things to consider when deciding if you're going to be a property manager or not. Hi everybody, I'm Natalie Bratton with RE/MAX First in Oklahoma City, and I get asked all the time if I manage my own rental properties or if I hire a property manager. Now I know a lot of you out there are considering getting into the rental market and you want to know if you should hire and actually pay someone to be your property manager or if you should do it yourself. So today I am going to tell you 6 things to consider when deciding if you're going to manage your properties yourself. When deciding whether or not to manage your own properties, the first item to consider is distance. How far away are you from your properties? So a lot of you are living in other states and you invest in Oklahoma City, or maybe you own a home here and then you move away and you decide to keep the home as a rental. If I lived far away in another state, I would absolutely hire a property manager. There are some times when it's really important that you are actually physically at the property. And so if you hire a property manager, then you can be hands off and you don't have to worry about if everything's being taken care of. So if you live near your properties, if you live say within an hour's drive of your rental properties, then you may decide to manage them yourself.
I just don't recommend it.
90% of the time, everything will probably be okay. But in that other 10%, it's crucial that you're there. You don't want to hop on a plane just so you can go get your house rented out. The biggest one to me is number 2, time. Do you really have time to add property management in your life? How valuable is your time? Because property management can take quite a bit of time, especially in the in-between time when one tenant moves out and another one's going to be moving in. There is a lot that happens in that couple of months that would take up a lot of time. And so if you want to have a life and you don't want to have to interrupt your life to take care of your properties, then yes, hire a property manager. Number 3 to consider when deciding if you're going to be a property manager is how are you when it comes to handling issues? Can you handle a little extra conflict? How are you when situations are difficult with people? And then you also have to deal with issues with the property. So, is that something that you're good at? Number 4, do you have resources and contractors to get things done quickly? So I have a plumber, a handyman, an electrician, I have a heat and air company. I have people that are on speed dial on my phone that if something happens, I can call them and they will get over there right away to help me at my properties. If you don't have those and you want to be a property manager, you need to get those. Number 5, if you're going to be a property manager, before you get going, you need to find a lease and an application that you like. When I first started renting out my property almost 14 years ago, I went to a colleague of mine who had rentals and I asked for a copy of his lease.
And I took it and I changed it around and I've added stuff to it and taken stuff away so that I have a lease that I'm really comfortable with.
You want to make sure there's a lot of clear information of who takes care of what and what happens when there are problems. And then on top of that, background checks, credit checks, if that's important to you. You need something with referrals like their workplaces and referrals from family members. So you need an application that encompasses all of that. If not, a property manager already has it all taken care of for you. Number 6, are you good with handling the money? First, you need to definitely have a plan for how you want the tenants to pay you. And they need to have the details on how to set up automatic withdrawal or if they need to drop off a check somewhere, like get that set up and have a place to keep track of your money. So you need to have a plan for taking payments. You need to have a plan for keeping track of your payments and making sure you get them on time, and good communication about the payments with your tenants. And if that is not something you're strong at, then you should probably hire a property manager. So being a property manager is not for the faint of heart. It is not always easy, even if you are really careful with who you choose to move into your properties. There are times when it is not fun, and it would be easier to be hands-off and have a property manager handle everything. So just know, if you're considering being a property manager, when things are going well, it's great. But there are always going to be times when it can be difficult and extra work has to be done. So again, if you have the time, you have all of the things necessary that I mentioned in the 6 steps, then maybe you manage it yourself. But really, if you just want to be hands-off and watch your investment grow without having to handle the day-to-day details, then hire a property manager. It can be worth it. So if you need a property manager, or you have questions about property management, let me know, and I'm happy to refer you to some of my favorite property managers. I will not manage your property. I manage my 2, and that is all I can handle. Okay, come back next week. I have got to do some neighborhood tours, or go to a restaurant, or do something fun to show you more about Oklahoma City and the suburbs. See you later.